Welcome from our nation's capital. You're in the War Room. This is War Room Pandemic. It is Monday, Labor Day, the 7th of September, the year of our Lord 2020. Now on episode 372, over 7 or 8 million downloads on podcasts, closing in on 14 million downloads on podcasts, and also we're ubiquitous. It's a global show. We're on the John Fredericks Radio Network, on America's Voice, the streaming platform of the Trump Revolution. That's now Dish Channel 219. Also Newsmax TV and all weekend on Newsmax. You can see the highlight reel of what we did in different shows. So it's jam-packed all weekend long on Newsmax, and plus every day on Newsmax. See the whole show. Really honored for our distribution partners. G News and GTV put it in Mandarin later in the day. So it's everywhere. This is a special. We did a special on Saturday. The special on Saturday was about... it was a two-parter. It was the Miles Guo and the Chinese Communist Party's plan for global domination. No, we are not conspiracy theory folks here. We do not wear tinfoil hats. We bring this out in excruciating detail. And we know we're onto something. Chairman Xi the other day had cadre and he's sitting there lecturing. Nobody will ever come between the CCP and the Chinese people, because he knows every day we're hammering him. Along with the whistleblower movement, the new federal state, and all these Chinese have been able to get out of the CCP and are now breathing the clean air of freedom. And they're saying this is not the Chinese people. This is not China. We got to stop using the wrong terminology. This is the Chinese Communist Party. Now, I had a real, and by the way, we followed on Saturday with Riding the Dragon, the great movie. We're going to do the same thing. We got an hour of Miles Guo. Now, I got Jack Maxey, Vish Burra, Stephen K. Bannon, Miles Guo. And here's the thing. I had a whole, detailed thing we're going to go through, and Culture Revolution and all this. And so much of what Miles talks about is now current that we have to stay in there. So on the Saturday show, Miles, Jack Maxey brought up something that one of our listeners and viewers in China had gotten us. And it goes to the heart of what the problem is today. The problem we have today, and the reason people are not watching college football on its kickoff weekend here in the United States of America, is because of the CCP virus that Miles Guo warned us about. And what Miles Guo keeps asking, he says, what is wrong with the American people? Why can't you just sit there and go, these guys did it to you. They're your enemy. And this is the question, Jack. Why does it take these brave, humble, noble people in the new federal state of China to come to Washington, D.C. from all over with those beautiful blue flags, and to go outside the Chinese embassy and have the sign, CCP lied, Americans died? And you don't see Americans doing it. He says, Miles said, hey, I came here. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. You guys are protecting me. But somehow you're not looking at reality. You're not looking at what actually happened. So here's what I want to kick it off. Is that on Friday, Saturday, there was a TikTok. There's a thing about looks like a female Chinese colonel in, looks like the PLA, People's Liberation Army. And she's addressing on some TV show some children.
Some school kids.
And she mentions to the school kids, hey, we've had this vaccine since February 23rd, I think she says, right?
February 26th, we had our first batch of vaccines.
First batch of vaccines. Now, isn't that interesting? Because Wuhan went into quarantine on the 23rd of January, I think was the date. Right? That's the first time they really admitted they had human-to-human transmission. That would be 30 days. That would be quick for a vaccine. Since we have the greatest pharmaceutical companies in the world in a mad dash in Operation Warp Speed, and they're throwing hundreds of billions of dollars at them to come up with a vaccine. And right now in the West, we're supposed to dominate this. We're at a stage of kind of testing. So I want to go to Miles and kind of pick up on Saturday's show, because Miles, people's heads and hashtag war and pandemic, heads were blowing up. And this is what I think, I just want to make sure we're clear. This, if she's not lying, it is mathematically impossible for you to come up with a vaccine in the first batch in 30 days. It doesn't, you can't process things that much. So the question we have is she implying that they know about, and this goes back, Jack, to what people, Miles, ask us all the time. Why is there not more senior cadre in Beijing that have this? Why is there not more senior cadre that have this? So, Miles, this PLA colonel, is this propaganda? Was she telling the truth? And please explain to the American people how the Chinese Communist Party came up with a batch of this quote unquote vaccine in 30 days.
Sir, the story is totally the true. The vaccine is not true. This the evidence can give the American and the West world is now there is the make up. This all the story vaccine. Before they make the biological weapon coronavirus, they want to kill the America, take the American economy, then want the American go back cold for the CCP. Then that's why they before prepare all the planning. They are there. They are 40 days, they have the vaccine. This is impossible, not logical, not science, no common sense. That's why Dr. Yan is very important. She is from the P3 lab from Hong Kong. P3 lab Hong Kong is #1 in the world about the coronavirus. That's very important. Also, Dr. Yan is a very professional doctor, and further is called 感染病 怎么说? So she is the very professional lady. I trust her. Also, I have the P4 lab Wuhan. It's another people talking about secret. Infectious disease from the Dr. Yan also. So she is talking all the truth. This I need to ask the why to America. Why America no seriously think Dr. Yan from the top 3, maybe #1, coronavirus, the P3 lab. Why American no seriously listen, ask her, and you can talk to her and the investigation her give you the evidence. Why American don't think this is true? Why you don't want investigation? Another why America, the serious media and people don't think where from the coronavirus? Nobody serious this. Where from the coronavirus? Who make this? It's from natural, from the seafood market, and from the P3 lab. Nobody seriously think about this. Now, I think this time you need the investigation. First think the kill American people any hour, any time the coronavirus. I guarantee you this CCP make it a biological weapon. Another why I need why American government you don't seriously think about the Dr. Yang give you all the document, all the evidence, all the is the truth, and why CCP, even though you talk to the people to people, this from the bad from the seafood market. Why you buy all the PPE entire world? Why you don't want the Chinese travel to Beijing to Shanghai? You want the Chinese travel to America? Why? This is the disaster, this one. America, this U.S. is the biggest victim of the CCP coronavirus. That's why. Why America don't ask the question? Why the big victim of the CCP virus is America? This is why America with China have the trade deal. America can influence America economy. America can 100% decision. CCP owned the China country, don't own the China the country. CCP can continue, as kidnap the 1.4 billion Chinese to slave and stop the regime. Give China this the democracy and freedom. Everything by America. That's why, in the hand, the truth, they want the truth, all the story, and behind the power, all in the America. This is why I need to ask you, American fan, why America don't want to find the truth. Even this is Wall Street, American source media, also White House, American intelligence. Why Americans don't think about the CCP? Use all the China 1.4 billion media, they are district Pompeo. Why they want to district Peter Navarro, Tom Cotton? Next, I think so. They want to make a rumor for President Trump. Maybe it's the nominee Biden again. Why? They don't want the American everybody talk the truth. They don't want the American know the truth. And behind, how big power from American inside. Somebody maybe also don't want to know the truth, because that's everything driven by profit. Everything by the dollar.
Miles, hang on for 1 second. Miles, hang on for 1 second. We've got to take a commercial break. Miles Guo is our guest, and he's this is the special of the Chinese Communist Party's plan for global domination. And what we want to do is we're going to go through all of this. Want to hear hashtag war and pandemic. I know people's heads blew up on Saturday, and hopefully they're going to blow up again. One thing I want to say before we go to the commercial break, we're going to bring Miles Guo back, and we're going to talk about why the CCP has changed. About this audience and about what we're doing. We're here to talk details every day. One of the reasons is we're not obsessed with the Chinese Communist Party. What we're obsessed with is freedom for the United States of America, her allies in the world. And it's quite evident, and this is what Miles continues to hammer home here. The CCP would not be as powerful as it is unless it had partners in the West. The party at Davos, and by that I mean the World Economic Forum and all the global capital markets and the corporatists, etc. Those are the ones that are in business with the CCP. Remember, back almost 4 years ago, on the week of the inauguration, she went to Davos and gave a speech about globalization and how important it was and how great it had been for mankind and how they were the leaders of it and how the biggest problem we had were populists. That the problem you've got is these grubby populists are going to screw things up. And the Financial Times and the Economists, and they're cheering, and all the consultants and bankers and investment bankers. And President Trump, 2 or 3 days later on the Capitol, gives what's called the American Carnage speech. But what it was a defense of the Westphalian system, a defense of the nation state, not the network effect of what the Chinese Communist Party had. And yet people say, oh, Donald Trump's a barbarian. She's great. She's a murderous dictator. There's no doubt about that. And now he's upset with War Room. He's talking to senior cadre, says nobody's going to come between, bifurcate the CCP and the Chinese people. We're one and the same. No, Miles Guo said, hey, there's 1.4 billion slaves and there's 0.00001, 10 families that run the place. Okay, we're going to take a short commercial break. And I apologize for my rants. This gets me going. Short commercial break. We'll return with Miles Guo in just a moment.
With Stephen K. Bannon. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
On Friday, voting started in North Carolina, so the presidential election is now, like we said, November 3rd is the last day of voting. It's not just election day, it's the last day of the election, but this is going to be a complete throwdown, as we've been talking about. Our guest is Miles Guo, talking about the existential threat of the Chinese Communist Party. Before I get to their strategy, Miles, I've got to go back because we're, on hashtag War Room Pandemic in our live stream, heads are blowing up. I just want to be very precise in asking you a question. Is it your belief that the Wuhan virus, or the CCP virus, what we call it, this scourge that's gone throughout the world, And now the analysts at the University of Washington in Seattle have just projected, it's been drudged on all weekend, that 400,000 American citizens in their projections, with a second wave that will hit us in the fall of this year, in the coming couple of weeks and months, 400,000 Americans, if we don't lock down again, which we can't lock down again, will be dead. So I want to be very specific because our audience is all over us about asking this question. Is what happened in Wuhan, did it come from the fresh market? Did it just come from the Batwoman, the Dr. Batwoman? Did it come from there? Or was this part of a biological weapons program overseen by the Chinese Communist Party and the People's Liberation Army? Sir.
Sir, my Steve Kimbat, sir. I talk a lot. Same 3 years ago, I say America and the West world, you need to prepare. CCP, the block, this glut is coming your blood, coming your sky. You need to prepare. 9 months ago, I talked to you, an American friend. You must be prepared. This is the CCP. It's man-made. It's not from nature. This is the people to people. America, maybe more people to die. Maybe million people get infected. Everything's happened. Now, I can guarantee you again. It's 100% from it's CCP PLA. It's a biological weapon. You listen to Dr. Yan. Also, I have a lot inside intelligent people talking me is the program. Sir, don't forget, Miles was #1 CCP enemy. CCP tried 2 billion cash, 100 billion asset, sent me back to China. You look at the DOJ, the document, they can evidence. See, Miles Guo last 3 years, see everything is true. I'm not a crazy guy. I'm not a reaper, not a criminal. Same with the Pompeo, not a criminal, not a crazy. We just because take down the CCP. We want the American know the truth. They scared us. They angry us. On the other hand, Sir Stephen Bannon, we must be fair. Talk about the CCP, the evil. They is to make the biological weapon, put the world, go to the lockdown, close down. How do you think? Nearly 9 months, all the global is locked down. Why? Because America, the dollar, go to China, make the CCP. 19 years, 1.3 trillion GDP, now it's $14 trillion the GDP. It's by American dollars, by American Wall Street, by American media.
Okay, Miles, but here's the question people have. Why, when you've gone from $1.3 trillion GDP in the year 2000 to $14 trillion today, you've got the CCP's got the partners they want. Historically, and this is what all the Kissinger crowd tell us, China's not expansionist. China's the middle kingdom. It's heaven itself. It's between heaven and earth. The rest of it's all barbarian. They don't care about it. That's why it was the Mongolians that did expansion. The Chinese have always just cared about China. It's one of the reasons the Chinese have never been big seafarers, although they have a magnificent coast. And if you go there, it's all the junks and the great fishing of the Chinese people. But they've never gone explored. You know why? They don't need to. They live in the Middle Kingdom. They live halfway between heaven and earth. So having partners in the West that were corruptible, from the Clinton administration and the Bush administration, the Obama administration, and Wall Street and the City of London and the Party of Davos and corporations and media and Hollywood and all of it. And Deng Xiaoping saying, hey, don't ever challenge the West, right? They'll be our biggest partners in building us. Given the fact that things been so good and you've been on such a great roll, what changed that the CCP or whoever in the CCP said, hey, America's full of evil and we got to destroy it, right? And one of the ways we'll destroy it, we don't need nuclear weapons. We don't need to build, we're going to build a huge armed forces, but we don't need to take them in the South China Sea and try to take the Pacific Fleet on. We'll do it on the cheap. We'll do it with biological and chemical weapons. What changed, particularly when the plan is working? The CCP's winning. They're everywhere. They're in our universities. They're in Wall Street. They're in our politics. They're in our media. They're in Hollywood. You can't make a film in Hollywood anymore unless you go kowtow to the CCP, right? And if it says anything about CCP, you can't make it. So people are asking, historically, you've never been expansionist, as everybody tells us. The plan's working because the West and the elites of the West have sold out their own people to be your partner. So they got the Lao Beijing's broke and slaves, and the serfs of all the other working class are broke. But it's working for the elites. What changed? Why did all of a sudden, what happened that they said no? Now we've got to take them. And here's how we're going to take them. A biological weapons program. What happened, sir?
Sir, I know Mr. Kissinger is nearly 20 years. Him is use my private jet, and they go to Beijing, go to my courtyard, go to my hotel more times. Him, the gentleman is fly to Beijing, is help the Hollywood. You look, Hollywood, and the company, and the Silicon Valley. And it's some of the tycoon is a technique company. This is help the Wall Street is a lobby, make the deal face the CCP. But now you look at this, all this, the Hollywood, Silicon Valley, and Wall Street, state technology company, Google, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, they work with who? They work with what? They driven by perfect. They 100% listen to CCP. They are Twitter, close my account. YouTube, don't want my broadcast. And, sometimes Google miss my name. You cannot Google search. And they are 100% is behind some of the benefit from the CCP. I know Mr. Kissinger. I love him. But I know him always 100 times fly to China. They don't go there to travel. They don't go there to eat a dumpling. There is a lobby in the CCP. Now, make the CCP get the WTO, the contract, Olympic the games. They are behind on the table, make the deal because of Olympic games. And it's WTO, CCP gets 14 trillion GDP. That's why American lose the job. American lose any car made in America. Now I make in China. Also the Hollywood, nobody can, talk anything truth, talk about China. It's silent, 100%, no 90%, 100%. Also the media platform, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everybody silent. Why? By Kissinger and some human, it's Blackstone, big economy tycoon, Anderson, gambler, is the master, Stephen Wynn, all the people try is to make the money. Bird is the DOJ. Send me back to China. Bernard Wu, Jack Ma. You look at this, all the America in the NASDAQ list the company. That's why in the America DOJ, 240 years old, no one corruption the case happened because Miles Gore first time is a DOJ people get arrested. Also, Lehman Davis is the spy family with the CCP. The mother, father get arrested in the jail because of the help of CCP spy work. Now the daughter still the work. CCP, Joe Low, Bernard Wu, Jack Ma, Stephen Wynn, Stephen Schuman, Anderson. They try 1,000 miles will go back to China. Even I have a criminal.
I just want to make sure that people know this is Higginbotham, who is, I think, somehow tied up with the $70 million. He was a lawyer at DOJ. He has been pulled out of DOJ, but I think it's the first time in the history of DOJ they actually had one of the lawyers or a senior person at DOJ that's tied up in this Elliot Brody, the Nikki Lum Davis scandal. The scandal that's not so much they're trying to get Jolo off the hook, who's the mysterious billionaire that's living in China now, that stole all the money from the Malaysian people. The bigger scandal of it is that all the money they were paying to try to get brother Miles Guo back in the United States, they're paying tens of millions of dollars, meeting with Chinese officials over in mainland China, cooking up a plan to get crazy Miles Guo. It must not be so crazy because a lot of people, Miles, are trying to get you back to mainland China. Look, we got to take a break. We got a commercial break coming up. Miles, when I return, I still want to hear your idea about what flipped. All of a sudden, they think letting biological weapons onto the West is a good idea when they're winning on the business model. Okay, short commercial break. War Room Pandemic, Jack Maxey, Vish Burra here on a Monday, Labor Day, followed by a big film next. We're going to return with Miles Guo in the truth about the plan for domination of the Chinese Communist Party. If you don't think it's in your life, you don't think it's changed your life, you're not watching football this weekend. Be back in a moment.
War Room with Stephen K. Bannon. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
With heading towards 14 million downloads on our podcast, we're broadcast throughout the world. John Frederick's Radio Network, America's Voice.News, Newsmax TV. We're on G News, GTV in Mandarin. We're on Pluto TV, Roku, on every Facebook apparatus. We're everywhere, ubiquitous, a massive audience, a massive international audience. We want to thank GTV and G News for getting it out there. Our guest is Miles Guo on the Chinese Communist Party's attempt to dominate the world. So if this is going to ruin your Labor Day, cut the volume up because you need to hear it. Before we get back to Miles Guo in this biological weapons situation, we'll turn to Jack Maxey. You got some breaking news for us.
Well, it's one of these things where we talk about how do we as individuals help support the Lao Beijing? How do we support freedom in China? And in all cases of slavery or fighting totalitarianism, the banks aren't on your side. Lehman Brothers financed the cotton in the South. The mills in England, they didn't have any interest in ending slavery. It's common people deciding that they've had enough. And this is a wonderful thing that's occurring right now. The biggest movie of the year, Mulan, coming out from Disney that they wrote in cooperation with the CCP. Every word went through their censors. Well, it comes out that Li Yifei, the star of this new movie, said, "Shame on Hong Kong. I support the police." Well, guess what? Now, globally, there is a movement not only to boycott this movie, which Disney has now decided to release on their streaming platform outside of Communist China, where it will be on the big screens, because they know that they have messed up. Now, this is one way you can let yourself be heard. Boycott Disney. Boycott Mulan. Don't take your kids to see this movie. And if they ask you why, say because it was made on behalf of slave owners.
I want to turn now to Miles Guo. Miles, so the question is, what happened in either the leadership, given what Deng Xiaoping had done, what happened, and you had the leaders after Deng Xiaoping leading up to the 2008 Summer Olympics, this kind of really inflection point, I think, right, for China. You were, I don't want to say the Donald Trump of China at the time, but you had the Pangu Hotel, which is, if you've seen the Olympics stadium, what they called the Bird's Nest, and the Aquatic Center. Right next to it was Miles Guo's office complex and hotel that was I think a 7-star hotel when they only had 5. 7-star hotel and the finest office complex, I think, in the world. All the big media was there. I was not a senior enough member of a cadre to actually get there. But here's what people continue to ask me. If the CCP's on a roll and they got every important person in the world that's either on their payroll or working with them, a partner, how do they conceive of coming up with a biological weapons program that they would use to go after the West, and particularly this concept, you've guys, that they hate America, they want to destroy America? Why would they do that and risk blowing up the business model and the possibility that it could blow back on themselves? So the audience, we've got tons of people in the live chat and the live stream over the weekend on Saturday that, as you know, you've been coming on here now for over, I guess, a year, and particularly since the pandemic, or I guess 9 months coming here. I've been broadcasting with you for a couple of years. Why did the CCP determine that they needed global domination and not just draft off what the West was essentially giving them for free, sir?
Thank you, sir. Long history, but easy to talk. You know me. I faced personally. Now it's the seat Deng Xiaoping. I faced face-to-face see many times Jiang Zemin as the president. I face-to-face many times see Hu Jintao. I face-to-face to Xi Jinping and Wang Qishan. Also, I a lot of family and my friend is working in the China PLA. So you talk the big picture. It's the day one. This natural enemy. CCP is a hunter. Okay, they hunt all the Chinese slaves. They hunt all the people. They need eating the meat. They just hunter. American ego. Okay, before this 2001 WTO Olympic Games, before CCP really want to hunter you. They think, but they no money by bullet. They no money have the guns. But after 2001, and you give the WTO and Olympics, CCP get this $1.3 trillion the GDP, go to the $14 trillion the GDP. They have enough the money. They can buy the bullet. They can buy more of the guns. They must be kill, hunter, you are American ego. Natural is that is a natural AI economy. CCP always think. They never change the policy. Day one, they know communalism. They want to take down the democracy. Soviet Union, America, before last 50, 70 history, always CCP never change. They are seriously in the heart. They just find out what is the solution, what is enough. They can take down America, kill democracy, kill freedom. Now, CCP make the coronavirus. They find out the low cost, good solution, can take down the world, then take down democracy, take down the freedom. They want to make the same thing happen in the world. A slave America. Even you don't listen to CCP, you don't, like a slave worker to CCP, they don't give you vaccine. The vaccine you want, you go to, you do my slave. That never change. They are just timing. They don't have the capability. They know ability. You are America. Use American dollar. Use Wall Street. It's the money laundry to CCP and $14 trillion every year. Then Silicon Valley make the call as a technology and Microsoft, YouTube, Google, as a Harvard Chinese call blindfold Chinese. Then now you make the CCP have a capability. They are ambitions now. They have full confidence. The CCP say we have full confidence and kidnap Chinese, control Chinese, 1.4 billion people. They can take down America. Now economy, you never say decouple to CCP. Why? You scared. They control you.
No, hang on. I just want to hang on. I just want to make sure American people understand it. You're saying no way you can decouple. If you say decouple, it's all funny. They don't want to decouple. They want to stay coupled. So if you're saying decoupled, they're saying that's just an empty threat, correct?
Sir, yeah, a lot of American friends giving me a lot of voices. Really appreciate my also how can solve the problem and how can take down the CCP. Today, in the war room, I gave all the American friends. We are 7 billion all the global population want freedom, want safe. We must be work together. We are one can take down CCP. How can take down CCP? How can make American safety? We only have 3 solutions. Chinese, 1.4 billion people, Americans, 350 people, together fight to CCP, the 5 or 10 family release to China, make American Chinese great again. Don't listen to Wall Street, 5 or 10 family control the American economy. You think the shares all go up, never go down. Now, keep him down. Secondly, you need now American service media just feel family control. YouTube, Twitter, Google. You must be give America free its media the truth. Then America must be decoupled. Decouple is don't give CCP dollar, don't give Chinese CCP technically help Chinese take down the security firewall. Then make America and Chinese world peace security again. So decouple only one solution. Number two, with the Chinese together, take down the CCP, release the freedom, give the world. It's the security and the root of the law. Only the two way. If you don't think I don't like me, don't like talk the truth, well, later CCP can show you the mushroom. How can give you vaccine? Maybe you can try. That's a suggestion.
Miles, hang 1 second. I want to also follow up on this. Many people have come to me and said, "Hey, we've heard you and Miles. You've been talking this forever. You know, Miles is clearly the leader of this whistleblower movement. He's one of the founders of the new federal state. Bannon, we understand that your hair's on fire and take down the CCP, and we understand the dedication, and we see the whistleblower movement. We see the new federal state. We see all these people, but it's a fantasy. It's just not going to happen. The Chinese Communist Party is the second most powerful and maybe now the most powerful apparatus on earth outside of the United States of America, and maybe even more powerful than the United States of America. So God bless Miles Guo. God bless Steve Bannon. God bless Jack Maxey. God bless Mr. Howe and all the whistleblowers and all the new federal state. You're lovely people. You're nice people. You're dedicated people. And your heart's in the right place. But just in the way the world is, the CCP is all powerful, and you guys are not. So is it in your mind? You lay out the plan to do it, to thwart it. But for our American audience, is this a fantasy or is this doable?
Sir, it's American no choice. I guarantee you, American and the West want no choice. Just you how much pay the cost, what the time, how long. Decouple, not you want, you don't want. You know part capability, you can choice this, I don't want decouple. CCP prepare there. You have two choice. Sleep, work with CCP, you decouple. You don't want religion free, you don't want the root of the law. They can, arrest everybody. They can, salty the Pompeo, threaten American anti-president. You can choose the lifestyle. Another side, decouple. You only one way. How to see 饿死 CCP？ 我看我准备好 starve the decouple completely starve the CCP, make American safe, security, and free religion again.
You're saying by decoupling, we actually starve the Chinese Communist Party of dollars and capital and technology. You're saying decouple. If you decouple, they will collapse. Yeah.
Ever since CCP, every day. It's because you are give the blood, you give the dollar, you give the economy by Wall Street. And the service media don't talk the truth. Even you stop, it's a decouple. CCP, PLA, no more 30 days. They must be stopped. Starving, right?
We have about 1 minute, Miles. You say all the time they're a paper tiger. In 1 minute, describe to the American people why you think they're a paper tiger, because to us, the way they're presented, they're a tiger. Why are they a paper tiger?
CCP, where the word is, trust me, I from China. I have 30 years with the general anti-president family, CCP together. They are worse where same days. Everything they hear, they in China sleep all the Chinese member because America, because you give the dollar. You don't decouple, you are get big trouble. Trust me, we'll see. Timing here, nobody can change.
Miles, we have to bounce for a short commercial break. We'll return with Miles Guo, the Chinese Communist Party plan to dominate the globe, next on War Room Pandemic.
with Stephen K. Bannon. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day. This is the traditional in America, the last weekend of summer, traditional, before everybody closes up the river house or the beach house and then gets back to work for the fourth quarter, September, October, November, and then leading into the holidays. Christmas holidays this year, very special. A presidential election, and probably, if not the most important presidential election of our time, certainly going to be the nastiest. And it looks like not going to be called on the evening of November 3rd. President of the United States wants it, don't know if it's going to happen. One of the subtexts of this, remember, we started War Room Pandemic. It was a global pandemic started by the Chinese Communist Party, triggered an economic crisis, triggered a capital markets crisis. And in that's this geopolitical context of the United States of America and the Alliance of Liberty versus the Chinese Communist Party, which nobody up until the last couple of years, I guess, ourselves, started. President Xi doesn't like it. He came back the other day and said, hey, anybody that tries to separate the Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese people, are going to end up in a bad place. Well, no. Not going to happen, brother. We're hitting it every day, and every day more people are coming to our side, particularly people that are leaving China, defectors, people that are getting out of China. Not that they want to leave. They love their country. They love their homeland. They love their families. They don't want to leave. They're forced to leave. Why? Because they want to breathe the clean air of freedom. We're going to be followed in a second about how people can throw that away. The movie Glenn Beck, Peter Schweitzer, Lightstream are making the second appearance. We're in its entirety, Riding the Dragon, talks about the Bidens and other people's, or associated with the Bidens, financial relationships and business partnerships with the Chinese Communist Party. You must see this. Our guest is Miles Guo, probably in the top handful of most controversial people on this planet. And when you got 7 billion people, to think that you're in the top handful of the most controversial, that's saying something. Why is he controversial? Because for several years he came to the West and warned America. He was part of the system over there, warned America that bad things are coming. A black cloud is coming to you because you have compromised your principles and your leadership, your elites in business with this group of devils, which is the Chinese Communist Party. So Miles Guo, and this ends our second hour of your special about their plan for world domination. One of the things that people continue to say, political leaders I know, people throughout the world say, hey, Bannon, I got it. You know, you're always trashing the Chinese Communist Party, and, you know, they're not great guys, and they've done a lot of bad things. However, China's not governable. We need somebody to kind of oversee or manage China. China's not governable. It's chaotic. They can't handle democracy. They can't handle freedom. They can't handle the rule of law. It's going to deteriorate, and it's just going to spin out into warlordism. And we're going to have what we had in the 1920s, the last time that China tried this, right? And so as bad as the Chinese Communist Party is, Miles Guo, and you are wrong. We need the Chinese Communist Party. Now, it's come up that Miles is the co-founder, and I helped to set it up in a small way, the new federal state of China. Miles, we've got about 5 minutes. You have said from the beginning this is an alternative. Why is this group of these decent people with the blue flags running around the world in front of embassies saying CCP lied, Canadians died, CCP lied, Americans died? Why is that a viable alternative to one of the most powerful apparatuses on earth, the Chinese Communist Party?
First of all, I really want to, get a lot of Chinese want me really appreciate Stephen K. Bannon. It's about we are this year as a fall and June. We to create a new federal state of China is the new country system in the outside. We give all the Chinese have the second choice. I think in China now more than 600 million the Chinese people follow us. They want the second choice. That's why it's the 3 days ago. It's Secretary Xi Jinping. It's the Central Committee meeting. They say 5 never accept. So accept is the personally and West side country the system different called Chinese different CCP because Stephen K. Bannon and the War Room and the whistleblower. Last year we done good job. We gave the word now CCP cannot to be represented. All the 1.4 billion Chinese, CCP defend China, CCP defend Chinese. Now I think more than 1 billion people, in the China, they no bathroom, no public bathroom. They go to everywhere. Is the go to the use the bathroom. They know health care. 1 week ago, Central Committee see all the China have the 600 million people population. Every year the money can get is $700. But they see this is the CCP do good job. See $700 all the year. But it's the China and now I think it's big trouble. Everybody want to is think CCP no give health care, no social security, and no free religion. And they in the Mongolia, in the Tibet, Hong Kong, Taiwan, they threaten everybody, they arrest everybody. So they all the people like, is want freedom and democracy. They like follow America the lifestyle. Then now I think we are by America have the social media platform. Even they build security called firewall, but they cannot 100% control the truth. Then this is why War Room and GTV, G News, we whistleblower, we follows, do good job, send a lot of truth about the CCP, the history, about the Chinese, not 100%, it's follow CCP. CCP different than Chinese. CCP cannot to be represented all the Chinese. They have the hope. They want have a second choice, vote to government. CCP never vote in China. This is why all the Chinese now, CCP never get the vote, control all the country the power 70 years. This is illegal. We want the vote. We never vote. I want the vote. So there's a new federal state in America. I really appreciate America. Only America can make it happen. New federal state built in America. We have the vision. We want a new China, new system, new Chinese, make the 1,000 years peace, contract with American, also the West world. I want the Chinese to have the free religion. I want the Chinese to have the rule of the law. I have Chinese must be have a vote. Any power, political from the world, sir. Thank you, sir, again.
Miles, thank you very much, and thank you for hitting your mark. Amazing. We really want to thank you, appreciate you. It's the second hour of the CCP's plan to dominate the globe. Miles Grove. Stay tuned. Glenn Beck, new film with Peter Schweitzer, Riding the Dragon, next on War Room, Pandemic.